Doug with Yaskawa here at ABAGY, and so they've got some fantastic technology to speed up that programming. And so I'm here with Antonina, and she is the head of the business development. And so she's been working with our partner group to actually work on even like this project right here with a customer. So
Yeah.
with that, can you take it away, Antonina?
Yeah, sure. Let me say first probably about this product, because that is the robotic cell with the Yaskawa robot, and the customer is in Kansas. They're called Prodict, and they claim to be the first one customer doing robotic welding on the augers. And they have pretty interesting robotic setup. They have 3 work zones. In 2 of them, they can weld different types of the augers, and the 3rd work zone is dedicated to different type of other products. So with these 3 work zones opportunities, they have a possibility to increase the capacity of the whole overall work zone, and to be satisfied with the ROI. And let me just briefly show you how the system works. So with the ABAGY solution, it initially was designed for welding engineers rather than robotic engineers. So it is very easy and intuitive tool for the welders and for the customers, especially those in the high mix, when you have to change a lot of to switch from one program, from one product to another one. Or if you have the same product, the same 3D model, but it's assembled manually, and thus you have to adapt it and teach the robot all the time. And when I speak about intuitive programming, then let me show you and present. That is the welding engineer interface, and actually it's kind of like a blueprint which welding engineers are used to. You have the 3D model on the left column. You just have to indicate the sequence of the seams, in which order you want to weld, and on the right column you just have all the information about welding data and what the welding parameters we would be using here to weld the part. And then I just basically, being a welding engineer, I just click here the welds, but the system's smart enough, because in our robotic cell we have 2-axis positioner, even though here on the picture you see it's vertical, but the system already knows that horizontal is better. Okay. So by default it gives you these welding suggestions. And then based on the 3D model, the system knows the type of the joint, the thickness of the joint, for example, that it's fillet weld, T-joint, a certain thickness of the welds. And me being a welding expert, I would tell you, hey Doug, you have to weld at 80 feet per hour with no weavings and etc. settings, what you want. But then when you upload another 3D model, because we already have in our database the welding strategy for this type of the weld, if you upload another 3D model, but the system recognizes the same type of the weld, it suggests you by default the welding parameters. So eventually the customer just have to choose the sequence of the welds. And then the operator uploads the part in the work zone, but also this task creation can be done remotely. So for example, you can sit in your office, you create this task and you send it to execution, I know, somewhere in Kansas for the augers. And as well, digital library can be one for all the companies within, all the factory locations within the company. And also I can choose here at which robotic cell I want to weld it. So it's kind of like really everything is divided, and then the operator just has to load the cell. Here we have the sequence, for example, of all the welds which are going to weld. So here I can track actually what has been welded, what has to proceed further. And me as an operator, I just press the button, the system scans, and actually I can show you a little bit because that system is already running, but here how the vision system works. Just a second, we will skip this. Yeah, like here, for example. Yeah, sure. Our guys played a little bit. You see, we have the real object, and then we have some obstacles, let's say clamps or something we forgot in the robotic cell. So if we see the light green, that means that the part is within tolerances and we can proceed. And then the system will just avoid all the obstacles or clamps or fixturing. And if you notice, at the first step as the welding engineer, I don't even have to program fixturing. So I just program the part. Then we see fixturing or other objects. We adapt, we weld, and that's all. That's finished.
Fantastic.
So that's in brief. I mean, like how the system works. And I see a lot of potential actually working with Yaskava. And as I said, that customer claimed to be the first customer for the robotic welding of the augers. So we have pretty much other customers. We just have to copy paste
right.
with Yaskava this solution for the market.
Great. Well, thank you so much for the rundown. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.